Tháinig daoine ar bháid anseo go Ellis Island, na milliún cosa a seasamh taobh na chéile, iad spianta. Ní rá siad Somália, ach ní rá siad an áit nua go fáil a churid. Ní rá acab ach go gcuid málaí, agus a chéile, cechu ar bhaig siad. Bhíad ar beag nach an, ach bhí seans an fós nach srithach siad ceann scríbe. Tuirseach tréachta, ach dóchasach, I gúnaí dóchasach. Intíoch gach cinne sa siomra seo, agus seans gur bé sin an fág bhfuil nua áireach có fallangach. Ba an seo, san áid fehibh seo, a dólam si é, nach machart nasca leis an dahan in í seo. Caithfidh go raibh siad cortha, agus go raibh fatis ar chomá. In san tréimh sé ghara de chaisiad ag dridim le dóirse an tíirse. Ag fannacht go bhheicedís amach ceadisteach acu. Agus taobh gan na dtíine bochta seo, bhí na báid ar a dánig siad. Báid a bheachach fille ar na hifran as a dánig siad. Am mé chortha fille ar a mailte dá mar rud é nach dúrach an fearrig a desk ceadisteach dóibh. Céna smaointe bhí dá géasa, agus céir de hála do na daoine a seola go ráis.
You see all these people standing at the rails of the ships when they came in. They're not beaming with happiness, America, America at last. They're looking across at something we can't see in the photographs, but that is clearly the downtown skyline. And it's as if they're thinking, what does this hold for us? What will this life be?
Cén cinál saoil atá ná dom an seo. An neireoil am a bhealach chéna dhéine, mar a dhéanaan daoine eile.
I have become very grateful to Ireland for all that it did to me, the bad things, and all that it did for me, the good things. That this heritage of speech, of poetry, of beauty, of generosity and decency, that's all there.
When you do go back to Ireland, or home then as it was, people say, what was it like? What was it like? And you say, well, it's like this happened and that happened. I mean, I'd like to go again for a holiday, but I wouldn't like to be raising a family there, I always remember saying. And that's, of course, exactly what I'm doing now, you know. Raising a family right in the heart of New York.
Could I live anywhere else? You know, you never know till you try. I mean, I don't think that I could. If it was really forbidden to me to live in New York, you know, I mean, I could conceive of moving to Paris or London or something, and I think I could get by there, but, you know, I don't know for sure. It's conceivable that I would go to one of those places with all good intentions and hopes and find after 3 months or 3 years that I couldn't, and I was dying to get back. I don't think there's any place in the United States that I could actually live besides New York City.
Tá mian gáir ar díaltóir torthaí agus mé ceannach úlaigh, tá spéir lasta ag stoirm chornaí. Cén fá ritheann daoine ó chornach agus ó bháisteach deir sé. Bunim graim as mo úl, mar níl siad siochananta anta hain, deir sé. Is bralam na scáilin a tintrí a eicáil os cion Manhattan. An chahar dá smachtú ag an bháisteach. Airíonn sé leochlach, ciún. Cuireann sé an dúla tá agann sa giúnas I gcuimhne dó.
You can be born here and leave at 15 and never come back. You can arrive here at 15 from some other place, from Haiti or the Dominican Republic or Europe or someplace, and you're in New York 2 days later. We can see it in ball players. Some ball players come and play for the Yankees and totally collapse. They can't face the city. And ball players like Keith Hernandez show up and they're a New Yorker forever the next day. It's mysterious. People have to be able to deal with irritation, with all the little collisions of a daily life in New York, all the small things, and put them in perspective and understand what they're getting in exchange for all that aggravation.
Our first apartment was on the Upper West Side, and it was tiny. And we had an insane landlord, and the heater was making a sound that was going ba 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 ba. It was like possessed, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was on Saturday Night Live, and I wasn't getting a lot of sleep anyway. So I went down to the landlord, and I knocked on the door, and I said, "Hi, sorry about that. I'm in 4E, and I just want to. And I know it's probably a bad time, but I just want to take the time to tell you, if it's cool, it's all right. But the heater's kind of making a sound." And he just cut me off and went, "I'm calling the police," and slammed the door in my face. And I was like, surely there's 10 steps before calling the police. And I think I freaked him out because I just didn't knock on the door and say, "The heating doesn't work. Go fix it." I started this weird preamble that I must have seemed like I was from another planet or something. But that kind of bluntness is kind of, we love it, Canadians and Torontonians. We're also terrified of it.
When the people get to New York, they're immediately hit with this incredible pulse and energy of the city. New York has a rhythm, a pulse, a tension to it. You have to ride that rhythm one way or another. You could ride underneath it, and you could say, well, I'll just go at half the time of everybody else. You could go on top of it, or you could go in the rhythm of it. If you don't hit the rhythm, New York eats you, chews you up, and spits you out. And you go away saying, I hate that city. I can't stand it. I would never want to live there. But on the other hand, if you do get into step, it's quite a dance.
I've seen people change coming here. It does affect them, especially the unexpected negativity they may experience.
I remember years and years ago, even when I was a kid, people saying that New York was a terrible place, there's so many miserable people here. I said, yeah, that's true, a lot of miserable people in New York, a lot of bad people, a lot of dirtbags in New York. However, because you've got more people here than anywhere else in the world, you've got more good people here than anywhere else in the world. Okay? There's two sides to this coin.
It can be kind of a little overwhelming. I kind of need to have a sit down and a nice cup of tea every now and then because it's like stimulus.
Fágan toran agus múch na háite seo, siocathú uaireanta. Ní bhíon uaiteach de chuige na hína suas os cían bailí na carach le go bheiceadú na crín, le go mbeidh ciall leis an saoil arís.